guys, it's Amy from Nail Polish Baby 90 and welcome to today's video. Today we're here with March favourites. Again, it's rolled round so quick and apologies. I have naked nails. I wanted to film all day today. Normally with me it's kind of like hair or makeup and then my nails started chipping and I was like I can't do it all, so we opted for doing makeup, doing my hair and leaving my nails naked, so please forgive me. Today we're here, like I said, with March favourites. This is everything that I wore through the month of March that was not featured in any other video. I should disclaim that, so the ones that I showed in my polishes I forgot I own, I won't be repeating them in here. But before we start, I just want to check in with everybody. I know that everyone's probably really bored of talking about it right now, but I just want to know that you're all okay and things are crazy at the moment. It's like I've got an extra layer for me at home because I work for the NHS, so I'm more, it's more being talked about because it's talked about at my work. I deal with administration, with staffing and recruitment mainly, so trying to make sure there's enough nurses and things to keep you guys all going out there, but it's just that on the daily, it's not even like I can ignore it, and yeah, it's a lot at the moment. So I hope that you're all okay and just remember that this will end, but we'll talk about pretty polishes because that tends to make everything much better. As always, we split them into mainstream and indie, but there are no mainstream. I don't have a lot. My swatch wear pile is very small these days compared to what it has been in the past. But yeah, we have no mainstreams here, so I guess it's indies first, and we'll go with the duo. This is by Night Owl Lacquer, and it came in a trio originally of Harry Potter polishes, but these two for me were very much a duo in amongst that trio. You'll see in a second. So the first one is Mischief Managed, and this one is a antique gold base, and then there's a ton of red flakies and then that red shimmer. And then I Solemnly Swear That I'm Up to No Good is the polar opposite, where it is red with the golden flakies. And these also represent the Marauders mat, one to open it and one to close it in the Harry Potter series. So they are literally opposites, and I thought that was a really great way of just doing a duo in general, is kind of like mirroring. How where Jess and I did 5 and 10 was that we wanted to have some correlation, and 5 and 10 was my duo with Jess from Jess Face 19, her brand 90. When we were coming up with that, we wanted to kind of do it so they looked like they were together, that they weren't two just random polishes, and I really appreciate that these are mirror images. So like I say, let's put the swatches up. Mischief Managed was this first one, and they were both 3 coaters, and the second one was I Solemnly Swear I'm Up to No Good, both Night Owl Lacquer. The other duo I wore this month was by Great Lakes Lacquer, and this was their autumn duo. So the first one is called Like This Red, and it is a beautiful cranberry holographic, linear holographic. So nothing too fancy. I got this because it was in a duo, but I really bought it for the other one. This is an almost one coat holo, so it's a beautiful formula, but just a little bit more generic in terms of things. I think with holographics now, that every brand, amongst all the brands, we have like a full colour spectrum of every shade possible, so I think getting a holo unique by itself is not that possible anymore. There's a few shades out there that possibly still need to be done, but on the whole it's kind of overworked a little bit. But the first one there, like I say, was Like This Red, and that is one or two coats, Great Lakes Lacquer. The second one is what I really bought it for, and this is glowing. This is called Ready for Fall, and it is that white putty-ish base with a ton of multi-chrome flakies, and then this strong, it's not even showing on camera, the strongest purple flash you have ever seen in your entire life. When the swatch comes out, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was blinding. The only tiny, like, which would have taken this from a 9 to a 10, is I felt like the formula could have been a tiniest bit more opaque. I felt like if I really looked hard enough, I could almost still see my nails on the third coat, but because that flash was so strong, it did kind of hide any nail line you had there. But if you have really white nail tips, you could maybe still see your nail line on the third coat. But a gorgeous, stunning polish, and I think it's one of the few polishes that actually looks so much better on the nail than in the bottle. It looks good in the bottle, but amazing on the nail. So Ready for Fall by Great Lakes Lacquer, 3 coats. I then have one from a trio, and this trio I'm kind of wearing one each month. This is from the Trixie Mattel collaboration with Ice Cream Nails. So this one is called Pep Abysmal, and all of the colours in there were quite pink and Barbie-ish, and then I could say maybe quite generic again, but I really enjoyed both of the ones that I wore. I wore one last month and I wore one this month. This is just a beautiful bubblegum pink, but it does have a really great formula. Sometimes these almost like white tone pastel neons are a little bit harder to work with, but I found this was a really nice solid 2-coater, so no complaints. It was limited edition, so don't stress about getting it. There's plenty of other good ones out there. So Ice Cream Nails Pep Abysmal 2 coats. I have one from Dolish Polish, and this one is I've Got a Golden Ticket, and this came out from the Willy Wonka collection that she's done. I think they have 2, but I really need them all. So this is a beautiful bright yellow, and then you have mint, orange and red, super fine like little specks in it. I wouldn't even say they are glitters, but they're like the tiniest glitter that you can get. Like I say, just little specklings in there, so it does, all of them kind of look candy-esque, but because this is I've Got a Golden Ticket, this is the yellow one. 3 coats for a nice full opacity, and those glitters really stand out nicely, and it was a really nice wearable tone of yellow, which I didn't think in the bottle it was going to be, but when I got on my nails I really enjoyed how it looked, and it was, as we're starting to come into a little bit of warmer weather, it was nice to wear a yellow because I do like wearing yellow nails quite a bit. So 3 coats of I've Got a Golden Ticket by Dolish Polish. And if I'm not repeating myself already, any indies that I mentioned will be linked down below. If the polish that I mentioned isn't available, there will be other things that are. We have one by Pampered Polishes, and this is It's Clover, and this was my St Patrick's Day manicure. I never remember to wear like seasonal nail polishes on the seasons. I'm really bad. I just never remember. And I actually got this from Timberland's brand last year, but I got it after St Patrick's Day, so I've kind of been in my mind storing it away. Occasionally I'll be like, oh, what's the date today? I need to remember, don't forget, and I didn't. This is a really great formula. Timberland has great crelly mixes, and it was just a white base with a ton of green glitters, and they're just 2 shades and 2 sizes, like a limey green and more of an emerald green, and I'm not sure if that's available anymore, but I really like that one. 3 coats, It's Clover, Pampered Polishes. I have 2 from Hair Polish, and if you've been following me probably within the last year more, I've really amped up my game of trying to find hair polish. If hair polish is not familiar to you, it is a brand that closed down maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, but I just love it, and they're just such an icon. With like the original indie brands, if I think of them, Black Cat Lacquer doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. Hair Polish, and then KB Shimmer was definitely an original one. Dolish was an original one. Glisten and Glow. There's not a ton of them original ones still going, and I just really loved Hair Polish, and I miss them so badly. Which reminds me that I am going to be filming the RIP tag that I thought I'd done, but I don't think I have, that Jess created a year or so ago. That's one of the videos that I'm hopefully going to get up in April for you. So the first one is Cotton Candy Crush, and this is a light purple base, and then we have a variety of glitters, all circles. Oh, in between circles and hexes, they're quite round but not perfectly round, and they are lilac, bright pink, pale pink, and then gold. I wish this was a little bit more opaque. It was like pretty much there, but a really thick 3rd coat on the end there just to even it all out. So not my favourite hair polish out of everything. I think there's the other ones that I like that have better formulas. It was just the balance of a dash more opacity would have been really much more appreciated. So 3 coats of Cotton Candy Crush by Hair Polish. The other one I adored, and this one is Midsummer's Midnight, and it's more of a jelly base, and then there is a ton of glitters in here. So it's a black base, but then there is an emerald green, fuchsia, kind of like a sapphire, and a purple. Did I say that already? I can't remember. But what is great about this is it's often hard to have a black base polish where the glitters still pop really brightly, and I felt this worked really well. The jelly base was just the perfect consistency in amongst those bright glitters that you could still see that in amongst everything. So another one is probably 2 or 3 coats, or you could wear, if you have a good 1 coat of black, you could wear this one over the top as on the top of that to save you having to build up the black base. It could be worn both ways. So my swatch is of 3 coats of Midsummer's Midnight by Hair Polish. We have one by KB Shimmer, and this one is called Royal to a Fault, and I picked this up in a D-stash recently, and it is the most glowy polish. It's so beautiful, where I'm not a purple person, and I kind of realised that, not intentionally, I just don't have a lot of polishes, purple polishes. Even though if you said to me what colour don't you like wearing, I would say it's more fuchsia pink, but I still have a lot of those. But then purples I'm obviously just not drawn to that much. But I really love that this is this deep royal purple base, and then there is almost like a lighter blue purple flash to it, and that flash is really strong, similar to in Ready for Fall by Great Lakes Lacquer. I really appreciate a nice strong flash to it. So 2 coats of Royal to a Fault by KB Shimmer. And the last polish for empties is going to be an indie from the UK, and this is a Wicked polish, and this one is called Orion. Now this, I would say, is probably a textured polish. It is so glitter dense that you could do no more than 2 coats. 2 coats feels it to be nicely opaque, but I think if you did put a 3rd coat on, for whatever reason, it would become too much. When I wore it, I was like, oh, this is textured. I did not realise it was going to be textured, but it did actually even out very nicely with just one layer of top coat, which I was surprised at. I don't like wearing textured nail polishes a ton. I normally do put a top coat on the top of it, so I just did 2 coats of this and then put that top coat on, and it evened it out really nicely. So you could wear it as a textured polish really easily, or it was nice to know that it did convert to a normal finish or like a glossy finish without having to put too much top coat on it. It has got a slight multichrome aspect to it, and I would say it is as multichrome in the bottle as it is on your nails. On my nails it was really just a purple with a slight multichrome at the very edges of the nails, so again what you see is kind of what you get. It's not the most multichrome glitter out there. I've seen more, but I don't think that's what this is trying to be. So that's 2 coats of Orion by Wicked Polish. We have one empty, and this is my favourite top coat of all time, and this is the Rimmel Finishing Touch Ultra Shine top coat. I love this. You can pick this up in your drugstore, in your supermarket, and it's £5, and I just love the thickness of it. I think it just everyone always thinks I have gels on my nails when I wear this, and it's just because it's just so nice and thick and shiny, and it dries so fast. And with all top coats, if it dries fast, I like it. That's my only I'm not fussy with them. If it dries fast, it's good in my books. So that was my empty for the month. So let me know what you've been wearing in March. Have you kind of been getting into spring colours? Because I feel that most of these were quite dark. So I feel like I maybe need to pop out some pastels and get ready, because it definitely has been a lot warmer, especially over this weekend. It's been really nice to get out in the garden and start having a play outside. Let me have a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you soon.